Now, welcome back to the channel, all my hustlers and grinders and go-getters, the ones that wake up in the morning, look in the mirror and say, I'm gonna get this money. It's Matt and the JoJo, and we're back with another one.
And in this video, we are going to talk about all the things that you need to know before starting a junk removal business.
So make sure you smash that like button if you love me and the JoJo. And just so you know, we have 2 tickets left for the Junk Expo, and then it's sold out. And we can't wait until October 25th to meet all you guys.
Oh, we're so excited. We're counting down the days, and it's 30 today.
30 days until the Junk Expo. I can't believe it.
Yep, it's on October 25th, and today is September 25th. It's getting closer and closer.
So let's get into this video. And if you have any questions at all whatsoever, make sure you leave a comment down below. And me and the JoJo will try to answer as many questions as possible. So let's get into it, JoJo.
Yeah. Okay, so things you need to know before starting a junk removal business. And I'm going to say the very first thing, most important to me, is knowing your population. So you really have to look at your population, because you need a good size population, because you need lots of people that need, junk hauled away.
Now, if you're out there and you're watching these videos, us making $1,000 to $2,000 to $3,000 a day, and you're like, damn, I want to be like Matt and the JoJo. They're out there killing it in Sonoma County, and you live in Kentucky where it's real small and there ain't really no one there that has trash that will pay to get trash removed. Guess what? You're not going to be hauling and balling. You got to be in a good area with a big population. So if you're in a county with like 50,000 or 100,000 people, guess what? You might need to move around a little bit farther out.
Yeah, for sure. So, you got to look at your population. Now, the town that we live in, that's not huge. We live in kind of a small town, but the county we service is what, about a 30-mile radius?
Yes, and there's 450,000 people out here, and I'm trying to take $1 or $2 from each person in my county. That's my goal.
Yeah, so that, it's doable. I wouldn't say to have anything less than that. I'm glad we don't have less than that. If you have a little more than that, that's even better. Some people have millions.
So you probably watch some people on YouTube or people out there just killing the game. A lot of people are in good areas. Like California is a good area for a junk removal business. If you're in San Francisco, if you're in LA, if you're in areas where there's a lot of people, because guess what? Your phone's going to keep ringing off the hook if you advertise right and you market right and you run a good business and you got a good brand. And another thing you got to do is when your phone rings, make sure you answer that phone. There's so many junk haulers out there that don't pick up their phone. It might be a $10,000 job you miss out on, or a $5,000 job you miss out on. You never know.
Yeah, the most important thing to do is to answer your phone, especially with junk removal, because if you don't answer your phone, they are just going to hang up and then call the next one that pops up online. So definitely answer your phone. And the next thing you want to do is know your target audience. Know who your customers are. What do we mean by that?
The soccer moms, the guys that work in offices, people that are making over $100,000 a year, people that have the Teslas, the BMWs, the ones that pay for door dashing, the ones that want that luxury service and don't want to go to the dumps and get dirty, or they don't have the time to do it and they got the money to spend.
Yeah, so definitely know who your target audience is, because it's not going to be everybody that's in your city. So you have to think and, remember that junk removal is a luxury service, right? So you're going to target the people that have better things to do than to, haul their junk away. So they're going to call, 1-800-GOT-JUNK, or they're going to hopefully call you to remove, their unwanted items. They're going to be willing to pay a price that makes it worth your time.
So if you're out there and you order 100 bandit signs off UZ Marketing, don't waste your time where the money's not at. Trust me, I've done it before. I've done it more than once. I target areas where the money wasn't at, and guess what? Our phone did not ring in those areas. So I was wasting my time. I was wasting my gas. I was wasting signs. So you want to target the right areas, the areas where they're gated communities, older people, people that have the money to spend.
Yeah. And that's, that's one reason why we do these videos, is because when we first started, there's things that we did. And, and we put out these videos so that when you start, like you're one up, right? Like you have already learned from Matt and JoJo the things to not do, because, there's things we did and we've learned as we did them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So the next thing you want to know before starting a junk removal business is know your disposal fees. You have to know how much it costs to, get rid of items.
Get rid of mattresses, get rid of anything with Freon, anything that costs you money. You want to go to the dumps and get a printout sheet and know how much it costs per ton at each landfill, a transfer station in your area. You want to figure out where you can bring stuff like the recycle centers. You want to figure out where the donation centers are at, the ones that take stuff, and also figure out places that take mattresses for free. O'Reilly's takes batteries. You can get paid, I think, $10 per battery. Play It Again Sports, you can bring exercise equipment there and get paid for that. And junk haulers, guess what? We come across weights and exercise bikes all the time. And if you're just scrapping that stuff, guess what? You're leaving money on the table. So you got to do your homework.
Yeah, definitely do your homework. Know your disposal fees. And that's even going to help you in pricing junk removal, is knowing how much things cost to get rid of.
So if you're a brand new business, what you want to do is study your competition, the big boys, 1-800-GOT-JUNK, Junk King, and find out what they are charging. Don't worry about the little guys that are doing stuff for super cheap. You don't want to be like those guys. So you want to figure out your pricing. The best way to do that is call around, email, have 1-800-GOT-JUNK come to your house and give you a free estimate. And guess what? You'll know right then what they are charging. And you just want to be a little bit cheaper or in the exact same ballpark.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to be the cheapest person. You don't want to run around and do a whole bunch of jobs, for very little money. That's not the type of hauler that you want to be. So definitely get to know your competition. Look at their websites. What does it look like? What are they doing that's right? What are they doing that you could do better? Just analyze your competition.
Like right now, 1-800-GOT-JUNK is having a special where it's $59 to pick up any mattress. So they're charging $59 right now per mattress, any size mattress. And the reason why they're doing it so cheap is to get their foot in the door, because a lifetime customer is going to bring you so much money in the long run. They're going to refer you to family and friends when they move out, someone dies. Guess what? You picked up that mattress for $59 and you got a customer on the team for life. So that's smart marketing tactics.
It's
for sure.
A very smart marketing tactic. And then what else do they have? They have all of that customer's contact and information.
So they can text blast them later on, or when they show up, they try to upsell and see what else the customer has. So
yeah, because very, very often when you show up to remove just one item, they add other things.
And one thing you want to do too, if you want to make it in the trash business, because there's a lot of people out there doing it now, you got to stand out from your competition. You got to do things that the competition is not doing to stand out and build a brand. Like us, we do stuff all the time. We'll pick up illegal dumping for free. I'll dress up as a Grinch and pass out free toys. We do all kinds of stuff to give back.
Yeah, you can do your local parade or events that are in town. Just be part of that. Go to your city hall, introduce yourself, maybe go to a planning meeting and let people know who you are and what you're doing. Yep.
Now, let's say you're not busy and you've been running your trash business for 2 or 3 years and you're wondering, oh man, I need more leads. I need more jobs. It's saturated. There's too many people doing it. guess what? You're probably not giving it 120%. Every single day when you wake up, you want to give it 120%. When I wake up, guess what? I'm advertising, I'm texting people back, I'm emailing, I'm checking in with people, I'm following up with customers that hit me up and I haven't heard nothing from them at all. So that's something you got to do. You got to give it 120%. If you're only halfway in, got 1 foot in, guess what? You're going to be running a half-ass business. So if you want to make it in this business nowadays, it's not as easy. You got to get out there and give it 120% every single day.
Yeah, because really, in the scope of things, doing the junk removal part is probably the easiest part of this job.
Oh, for sure.
Just picking up the trash and tossing it in your dump truck is the easiest part of the job, for sure.
The hardest part is getting this thing to ring consistent every single day. If you can get this thing to ring 10 to 20 times a day and lock in half of those jobs, you're doing good. And if you show up in person and lock in 90% of them jobs, guess what? You're doing real good. So keep that in mind.
Yep. Let's see, there's never going to be too many people doing it the right way. Should I follow up with customers all the time? I don't want to seem desperate.
What I would do, let's say someone hits you up on Facebook and they're asking about a couch removal and you give them a price, or they're going to say, I'll get back to you after I talk to my husband, or I'll get back to you when I'm ready. I'll give it 3 or 4 days and just respond back like, hey, I'm just checking in, see if you still need our service. You'll be surprised how many people forget about you. They forget about you, and all of a sudden you reminded them and they're like, oh, yeah, come on by this day. I have customers sometimes, I'll tell them a price. I'll be like, yeah, it's going to be this price, and I won't hear nothing. It'll be like ghost. Then I'll just text them back like, hey, just checking if you got our price, what we would charge for the job. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, when can you come out? You always want to follow up. You always want to follow up.
Yeah, always follow up.
Your follow-up game got to be on point.
And have a business plan. Have a business plan. What is it that you're going to do? Where do you want your business to go? And like, what services are you going to offer? Because some people, they don't just do junk removal, but they'll like do other things with it.
Like for us, we just do junk removal. So let's say you're making a business plan, and it snows in your area, and maybe you want to add snow plowing, or maybe you do haul dirt. We don't haul dirt or concrete, and maybe you want to add that in your business plan. So when you do start marketing for these things, you put it all out there. It's real important to have a game plan, a business plan, and know exactly what you want to do. Like for us, we won't do no moving at all. If you're in the trash business or just started your junk removal business, trust me, you're going to get people that want you to move stuff all the time. And that's one thing we'll never do.
Yeah. You learn when you first start junk removal, you'll do just about any job. And then you learn really quick which ones you're going to say no to from now on.
But you might have a moving background, and moving to use nothing. You can always add that into your website or in your services. Hey, I do junk removal. I do moving. We drop off mulch. We do all kinds of stuff. Add that into your Google My Business and make sure it's in your service area so you know, and let people know what you do.
Mm-hmm. Green Up remembers the Christmas thing that we did. And he said, I hope you'll be collecting donations to help the kids again, because he's ready to help out again. And we want to thank you for doing that last time. Boy, did the kids love that. And yeah, we will be putting something together more towards November.
Now, here's something you guys can be doing too. I know some of you might not want to do this, but if it's slow in your area, there's people out here in Sonoma County that are making a killing hanging Christmas lights. Let me tell you, they're charging top dollar per light for the lights.
Yeah. And once again, that's a luxury service. You know, not everybody could afford that, but there's just times, you know, there's people that they don't have the time. They don't want to mess with it. And they'd much rather just hire somebody to put up their Christmas lights all around the outside of their house. And they are making great money doing it. So check it out in your area. Maybe that's something that you could do. Have we ever had to use our Next insurance?
Never had to use it ever. One time I thought I was going to have to use it, but never had to use it. And something that we learned too from Toby, he's an insurance guy. He's actually a sponsor for the Junk Expo. He's with Wisdom Insurance. He let us know that our commercial insurance covers anything that we damage in someone's house. So let's say me and the Julio are dragging out an exercise machine and we scratch the floor in the house. Guess what? It's not on your general liability insurance. That's on your commercial insurance on your vehicle, which I didn't know.
Yeah, we did not know that. That's something that we learned. And it's because you're in the process of loading your truck when you are doing that. So that's why it's covered.
So one thing I would never do is try to use your insurance. If you can come out of pocket and pay for it, just come out of pocket and pay for it, because you don't want your insurance to go skyrocket. So
and it will
unless it's like a big insurance claim and you can't afford it, then use your insurance. But one thing you want to do is make sure you're insured and licensed and you have the proper insurance. It's so important, because some jobs, they won't use you, like apartment complexes. They want proof of insurance. Some commercial jobs that we get, they want proof of insurance. They want all that.
Y'all are the reason Green Up Lawn Care is a thing in the past. Green Up Junk Removal is here to stay.
Right on.
Junk removal is great. Absolutely great. Texas Pride saying hi. Thank
what
you.
up?
Yeah, so back to that. Figure out what services you want to offer, because there's more than just junk removal, because some people do demolition, some people do hauling, pick up the old fridge, deliver the new. That's something you could do too. So another thing that you need to do before starting this business is figure out a price structure. How are you going to charge? What are you going to have, a minimum, a half load, a full load? How are you going to charge?
So for us, we keep it super simple for the customer. I do it like this. Let's say this is my dump truck right here. My phone was kind of greasy a little bit, and I do apologize for that. But I have a minimum pickup price, which is $99. Super cheap. And the reason why it's super cheap is to get my foot in the door, so that customer calls me back at a later date. So I got a minimum pickup price, a quarter load price, a half load price, a 3/4 load price, and a full load price. I don't like all that. Oh, this is 1/8 of a load. This is 5/16 of a load. I keep it super simple for the customer. So when I show up to a job, I let them know, oh, it's between a half load and 3/4. Our half load price is this. If it goes over a little bit, it'll be a little bit more money. And I never had a customer look at me like, what the hell are you talking about? A little bit more? Like, how much more? They're just always cool with it. It's all about how you do it. So
yeah, you got to figure out
your pricing. You want to charge good money. This is a luxury service. You're working for yourself. If you're not charging enough money, guess what? You might as well go get a 9-to-5 job at McDonald's and start flipping burgers. And one thing you don't want to do is be super cheap, and then all of a sudden you can't pay your bills. You're living job to job, and you're desperate for jobs. You want to have your money stacked, so you're not worried if you get that job or not, because every job is not for Sonoma Strong Hauling. Our customers are the ones that are up here that want to pay top dollar, and those are the type of customers you want. So if you're a cheap ass hauler and you're living paycheck to paycheck, guess what? You're going to be desperate for them jobs.
Yeah,
and it's all bad.
Green Up just said he wants more funny videos from us, not my lures. If you don't get that joke, you need to go watch Julio Quit. That is a much different kind of video. It's not really, how to do junk removal. It's more of a very funny skit that we did, like you would see on Saturday Night Live.
So we're definitely doing another one once we're not busy. Right now, we are booked out for the rest of the week. We got a bunch of big bids we got to go put in. It's been crazy this week. It's been real crazy. We got a crazy day tomorrow, which we're going to record a video. There's a bunch of good stuff at the last job we're going to.
Oh.
Well, second to last job we're going to.
Very good.
The job from that warehouse. The guy said, oh, my wife wants all this stuff gone, or she wants me gone. So I got to get rid of all this stuff. And he owned a repair shop for like trailers and stuff, and for vehicles. He got a lot of good stuff. So I'm looking forward to that one, JoJo.
We'll do a video on that for sure. Yep. Okay, so what you need to know before starting a junk removal business, and you'll really need to research in your area the legal requirements, because every county, state, has different legal requirements. So you want to look into what kind of permits you need. There's certain things we needed that you probably don't need depending on where you live. And you want the proper licenses. You want to, you want to be able to say we are licensed and insured. And you also need to research the right insurance. You want to have the right insurance, especially to get the big, the corporate jobs, the big, the bigger paying jobs are going to want to see proof that you have, license and insurance.
So I want to give a big shout out to Napa Strong Hauling. He actually hit me up recently today, and there's a job he kind of sent my way. It's to clear out 27 hotel rooms plus all the patio furniture. We haven't locked the job in, but we're going to show up and go there. And one thing they're going to want to see is the proper insurance to be able to get the job. So if you ain't got the proper insurance and you go bid a big job like that, guess what? Adios. They ain't going to want to use you. So you got to have the proper insurance.
Yeah, you do.
And hopefully we lock that one in, JoJo.
I'm hoping so, because it was good stuff.
Really good stuff.
It's a hotel. It had really good stuff.
I'm bringing the black light for sure. I'm just saying.
I don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
Let's see. Texas Pride Junk Removal. He got $100 tip today because they loved him. He showed up. He went above and beyond, and they were so happy. $100 tip for your brother at Texas Pride Junk Removal.
Right on. That's one thing that's super cool about the trash business is the people are so happy after you show up and just relieve all that stress. I just cleaned out a storage unit for my pops in Antioch, California that he had for 7 years. We were there for like 20 minutes and he was so damn happy.
He was so happy.
I felt like I could have charged him more money. I'm just kidding. I ain't charged him nothing. But he was so happy. After spending all that cash for 7 years on that storage unit, we came in 20 minutes and just cleared it all out, and he was done. No more paying that bill every single month.
Well, a slight backstory is that, he's always been our biggest fan since the day we started our YouTube channel. So he watches all the videos, absolutely loves it. And so when we were cleaning out his storage unit, he goes, I get to actually watch you guys in action. That's all he kept saying. And then he called like 3 times when we were done. And he was like, I was just so impressed by you guys. You guys are so efficient and you cleaned it out so fast. We're like, it's just a storage unit. Like,
I was just in the back of the truck. Julio and JoJo were handing me the stuff. I was back there playing Tetris and just, we were done hella fast.
We were done fast, but he's like, man, it's like seeing you guys do this in person feels really good.
You know what I almost did? I almost pulled out that tip option for his ass. Here you go, Pops. Come on now.
How much you like us?
How much you like us?
Great. Toby hooked you up with great insurance. So Toby Stubbs from Wisdom Insurance is one of our sponsors for the Junk Expo, and he's there he is there as a vendor. And it's great. He knows all about insurance, and he not only covers the commercial insurance that you need for dump trucks and stuff, but he also covers other types of insurance. So they do workers' comp insurance. So, you can give Toby Stubbs a call.
And here he is right here. You can tell he's a legit dude. He don't look like a dirtbag.
He's a nice guy.
He's a very nice guy. His phone number, I'm going to give him a shout out right now. If you need insurance or you have insurance questions, give Toby a call at 224-213-4648. One more time, it is 224-213-4648. He is the guy to go to in the junk removal industry if you need insurance.
Yeah, let him know that you got his number from Matt and JoJo. And he's going to be at the Junk Expo. So that's going to be great. And just got home from reselling items out of my storage unit I got from jobs I've done. Good for you. That's one of the best things about junk removal is all the things that you can resell, and if you have a wife that likes to, restain or repaint or just like redo old furniture, that's a match made in heaven because you could really make, extra money for sure.
Holy shit.
Oh, wow.
So what are your dump? So where are you guys at? What state and what are your dump fees? We are at 160 a ton in Sonoma County, California. Leave it in the comments and let us know. Check this one out.
Yeah. So Australia is $473 per ton. Wow. Number one, awesome. It's great that you're from Australia and you're watching our channel.
So
That's
what's the
really cool.
difference on the money right there? Like, what is that in American money? Like, what's the difference?
I think Australia,
Is it pretty much the same almost?
I should know this, but I'm not sure.
Like, are you charging, what are you charging per load? Are you charging 1,500, 800, 700? I need to know this.
Yeah, it seems really hard. Okay, so it's almost the same.
Damn, that's expensive as
That
hell.
really is. So wow, I hate to ask you what your like full load price is. Are you using a trailer or a dump truck?
$69 per cubic yard. So that's crazy. Out here in Novato, California, Novato's like right down the way, about 45 minutes away. They're charging $60 a cubic yard, I heard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I would try to find another location to dump cheaper, or maybe your in-laws' house and dump in the backyard or something. I'm just saying. That's expensive. She said, yeah.
Well, he charges 140
a cubic yard.
140, and it's a meter. They're like metric system is a little different than ours.
So Richmond, Virginia is $80 a ton. Hey, that ain't bad.
Yeah, that's good.
Vallejo, California is like what, $45 a ton, which is super cheap.
Super cheap. I know Australia is probably like, oh man, that's a, well, ours is what, 147?
No, ours is 160 a ton, and down the street's 170 a ton. But we're charging a lot of money. So if you watch our videos sometimes and you're like, damn, they charge a lot of money, just know our dump fees are up there too.
4-ton tipper truck.
Oh, nice.
Good for you. Republic Services minimum here in San Antonio, Texas is 198. In just 4 years, it went from 76 to 200 now.
That's crazy. Modesto, California is at $75 a ton.
That's a great price.
That's a great price for sure.
Great price. Wow.
So how busy have you guys been? Has it slowed down at all? Are you guys super busy? My phone has been ringing off the hook today, and we are booked out until next week and a few days in that week. And we got some big bids we got to put in tomorrow. After that warehouse clean out we got to do, we got to go look at a hoarder house.
Okay.
A hoarder house.
A hoarder house.
I know you like those.
I do sometimes because it's good money. It's good money.
Now, one thing that's cool about a hoarder house is those are good jobs that you can, like, let's say you get a hoarder house clean out. Always give yourself extra time to clear that one out. Don't just say, oh, we'll get it done in 3 days or 5 days. Give yourself a couple weeks if you can, because that's a great job for fillers. I mean, it's a great job to do, and then you can leave, and you can leave and knock other jobs out, go back there, do a load or two, and then go knock out some other jobs. That's why I love big jobs like that.
Yeah.
Connecticut, JoJo, is $140 a ton.
Connecticut is gorgeous. I love that state.
Colorado is $99 a ton.
But my house in Aurora is
170 a minimum.
Wow. Okay, that's a really big price difference. So if you have a question, type it in, because we're going to go over just a couple more things. And we'd love to stay on longer and answer some questions. So if you have some questions, type it in. But the next thing that you need to be able to do before starting a junk removal business, or really any business, is create a marketing strategy. Remember, when you first start a business, nobody knows who you are. Your name's not out there. Nobody knows who you are. So creating a marketing strategy is extremely important when starting a business.
Now, the reason why we never paid for Google Ads is because we got on every single free platform out there. We got to Google My Business. We made sure we got our reviews up. We got a free Yelp, even though Yelp, They don't hit us up all the time, but every once in a while we get a job from there. We get on Nextdoor. A lot of people hate on Nextdoor, but guess what? People hear about us all the time on Nextdoor because people talk good about us, and it will bring you in cash. And also, I'm on Craigslist every once in a while. I'm a Facebook monster. On Facebook, you can add so many realtors and people that might need your service. And there's so many ways you can advertise on Facebook, on Reels, on your story, on your Facebook business page, on your personal page, on Facebook Marketplace. I know a way to do that without getting banned on there. And also in all the groups. So you got to be on social media. You can get to so many people so fast. There's LinkedIn. You got to start a YouTube channel. And guess what's cool about YouTube? It's like having stocks. I was telling JoJo this yesterday.
This morning.
Was it this morning?
Yeah.
I was like, YouTube is so cool. Every video you post is like a stock. Now, once you get monetized and start getting paid, you might put a video out there, and guess what? It might make you $10, $20, $50, $100, $500, $1,000, maybe even $2,000. It's like a stock. So we got a bunch of videos out there that are just making us money.
Yeah.
That's one thing I love about the YouTube game.
Yeah. And we really didn't. I mean, I don't know if you know the YouTube story, but we didn't start a YouTube channel to like make money off of it. We did it for free advertising because we had a budget of $0.
$0.
And so we're like, well, we'll just make some like commercials on YouTube and, play it. And then we started showing us working, and people were interested in that. And we loved like helping people. So people would call and they'd be like, we're going to start a junk removal business too, because we've seen this couple on YouTube do it, and we want to do it too. And it just grew and it grew, and we love it.
And the YouTube game too is we get some business off of YouTube. Every once in a while, someone says, oh, I looked up how to cut up a sailboat and I found your video. We did that sailboat for that guy. Yep. Or they said, oh, we were looking up how to cut up a hot tub. We seen your video. Or subscribers call us up in the area that don't even do junk removal. They're like, hey, we watch you because you're hilarious and you're from out here. I got some trash that needs to be hauled away. So YouTube, if you do it right, can get you business. And then all the subscribers that watch us, guess what they do? They shoot us work. Yep. Which I appreciate it. All the subscribers out there in Sonoma County, just know me and the JoJo and the Julio, we appreciate all the work you shoot us.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So yes, an online presence is super important when marketing your business, because really in the palm of your hand, you absolutely have the ability to be seen in front of so many people in your county that need your service. So
this right here is a blank paycheck. I say that all the time. My phone is a blank paycheck. It's up to me what I do with it every single day. And guess how I built this business, Sonoma Strong Hauling? It wasn't on the desktop. It was on my phone. Guess how we built our YouTube channel? It wasn't on the desktop. It was on our phone. And guess how we bought this house right here and put a down payment on this and moved out of an apartment complex? It's all because we started a business, and I advertise every single day with my phone. So there's no excuses if you can't get business if you got a cell phone. If you're broke, you're homeless, and you got a cell phone and a pickup truck, let me tell you, you can make money with your phone. And if you're not making no money, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Your hustle is weak, straight up. Your hustle is weak. I'll just be keeping it real, JoJo. This is a blank paycheck. Just so you know.
It is definitely a blank paycheck. Is all your billing done online? I'm not sure what he means by billing.
I think he's talking to someone else in the chat, JoJo.
Oh, maybe? Okay.
He might be a hacker. I don't know. I ain't gonna answer that, JoJo. He might ask for your mom's maiden name next.
It's all your billing.
What's your password? What's your secret password?
Well,
I'm just kidding.
Maybe clarify what you meant by that question. And so did we cover local advertising?
I'm not sure, but let's go ahead and do it.
Local advertising. So be creative, different ways that you can like get your brand, your company, what you do out there in your community. And we did kind of touch on that. You could do parades. You can go to city hall meetings. You can go to local events in your area. You can put up signs if your area allows signs. You could do that. There's what else is there? There's all kinds of things you could do locally that gets your name out
Here's
there.
a few things that every single junk hauler should have in their garage, in their truck, in their trunk of their vehicle is you want to make sure that you have flyers. You want to make sure you have business cards. You want to make sure you have bandit signs. You want to make sure whatever vehicle you're rolling around has decals on it. Because if it don't have decals on it, it's like having a blank business card that you're handing to people. Hey, here, this is who I am. If you're rolling around with no decals, let me tell you right now, our decals bring us so much business all the time. Julio's driving around Rona Park. We're out here in Windsor, Santa Rosa. We're in Sonoma, and people just see us all the time. So you got to have the decals, business cards, flyers, bandit signs on hand all the time, and be out there passing that stuff out like candy. Let's say you knock a job out and you're in the neighborhood. You can ask the customer, do you mind if I put a bandit sign in front of your house for like a week? And they'll be like, yeah, sure. And then you want to go to each house, at least 2 houses this way and 2 houses this way, and put some door hangers on there. Because guess what? That customer's going to let their neighbors know who did the work for them. When they see you out there hauling trash or whatever, especially if you have decals, they're really going to know who it was. And a lot of times you're over there doing a job and someone walks by walking with a dog, and guess what happens? Like, hey, can I get a business card? Hey, can you check something out at my house? And if you didn't have no decals, they might not have asked you.
Yeah. Decals on, what you use to do the job is super important. It helps sell you when you drive in the when you back up in the driveway at your customer's house, and then the neighbors see it. When you're at the grocery store, everyone sees it. Some people even take pictures of it.
And the more professional you look when you show up, guess what? You can charge more money. You can definitely charge more money.
Yes. That is absolutely true.
I remember back in the day when I was wearing a white t-shirt and just a baseball cap trying to lock these jobs in. People were lowballing me, and I was taking the bait, JoJo, doing jobs way too cheap.
Yep. You learn as you go. Let's see. Ola from Mountain View, California. I love your videos. Thank you. And I'm getting many tips from you. Thanks. He's at 125 per ton.
In the MV Mountain View. Cool. Right on.
Yeah. So another thing you need to know before starting this business is, what is your startup cost? What are you going to start with? I suggest you start with what you have. We never, ever preach to finance something, go into debt when starting a business. I actually, the opposite of that. I think when you start a business, it should be a side hustle. And you should just use what you have and only buy things that you need as the jobs come in and you need those things.
Now, one of the coolest things about starting a trash business is your overhead is not that much, especially if it's you and your wife starting the business. Let's say you have that trailer, it's already paid for. That pickup truck you bought for $3 or $5 grand, that's paid for. You ain't got to pay for a storage place to store your stuff. Park that sucker at Home Depot and advertise, or somewhere by a busy intersection and advertise. And that's just free advertising, and you ain't got to pay for storage. And also, you ain't got to pay for no lights, no gas, or none of that like another business you're going to start. So the overhead in the trash business, if you're just starting out, is really, really small. And you can make a lot of money, a lot of profit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's one reason why we were so successful so quickly, was because it was a side hustle. And the money that you made from it, we were able to just tuck away and act like we didn't even have it. And then when we saved up enough to get like our first utility trailer, we did that. And then our first dump trailer, we did that. We always paid cash. And then, we had to get a new, it was new to us, but it was a used truck that could pull the dump trailer. We paid that cash too.
I remember we were living in an apartment complex, and I was just stacking my money. So if you're out there and you're living in an apartment complex and you're making good money right now, stay there and sacrifice and put that money away. And in the long run, it's going to pay off. I remember we had $250,000 in the bank, staying in an apartment complex. We looked like we were as broke as hell, but we had money in the bank. So what I would do if I was you and you're starting this business and you're out there struggling, you're barely making ends meet, and you just started the trash business and you got money coming in, don't spend that shit. Tuck that money away, tuck it away, and invest it back into your business for your future. So
Yeah.
seriously, that's the best thing I did was staying at the house, eating oatmeal, not going to Starbucks, bringing my own lunch to my job I worked at, and doing junk removal on the side. It changed my life. I'm gonna tell you like this: you are one. How can I say this? So if you're out there and you're afraid to start a business, you are. How do I say this? I'm trying to think. You are one risk away. You're one risk that you're scared to take can change your life. Like if I didn't start the trash business, like I had my parents tell me, "Oh, Matt, stay at Safeway. You got 401k." My mom told me, "Oh, Matt, that's a shitty job. Tweakers do that job. You don't want to do that shit." If I listened to those people and didn't just take that risk and believe in myself, none of this would have been possible. Matt and JoJo moving out the apartment complex, taking vacations, buying a house, having my dream truck, having a boat out front, having money in the bank. It never would have happened. I would have been in the same place doing the same shit year after year. So you got to take that risk. That risk you're scared to take could change your life. So sometimes in life, you got to take that risk, take that chance, go out there. And if you mess up and you fail, just get back up and go after it again.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. You know, you have to take risks in life and just take a chance.
Because sometimes people aren't going to give you that chance. You got to make opportunities yourself. You got to get out there and make shit happen for yourself. If you're that person sitting there waiting for shit to fall in your lap, guess what? It's not going to happen.
It's not going to.
Very rarely does it happen. But we built this business from scratch, just me and the JoJo. We let no one else get in our pockets saying we can do this for you, do that for you, do this for you. We're too cheap. Too cheap. I was stacking my money. I was pinching my pennies. Like, hell no, JoJo. We're gonna figure this shit out. You're watching YouTube. You can figure out everything, how to do SEO.
Oh my gosh, you live in a time, and people, call it YouTube University, but we live at a time where you can learn to do anything. You just, if your dryer breaks and you need to know how do I fix my dryer? I mean, you just do that and you follow it and you can fix you can do anything.
So one thing you don't want to do too, let's say you start the business, it's not working out. Maybe just make sure you give it 120%. And whatever you do, don't give up on yourself too early. Give it some time. Everything takes time. For us to get our phone to ring consistent every single day, it took years. It took years for it to ring every single day. And to build that business up. It's all about relationships, the people you meet, the hands you shake, the people you make happy, and it will all just snowball back to you.
Yeah. So we have Matthew asking, hey, what's up? Been running for 7 weeks or so now, doing pretty well with real estate work. Can you recommend cheaper ways to land more commercial jobs? Are you paying for commercial jobs? I was just wondering because you're saying cheaper ways to land jobs. So I'm wondering what you're doing.
So what I would do is I wouldn't pay for Google ads if you're just starting out. And what I would do is I wouldn't do no Angie's or none of that. What I would do is walk into these businesses and go talk to people and have a flyer that you can pass to them and let them know, especially if you're driving around commercial places, you see some trash in the back of the building, just walk in there, introduce yourself. I got a contract right here down the street because I seen some trash behind a building. I went in there, introduced myself, and it's a big contract that we have. And the people use this at least once a month, I would say. That's an extra 12 grand a year off me just walking in there. So the best thing to do is go introduce yourself, talk to the people in there. If you got to take them out to lunch, take them out to lunch. If you want to go to a BNI meeting, go to BNI meetings. You got to get out there and just network like you're dating. You got to be out there like you're dating. You know what I mean? Just get out there and put yourself out there.
Yeah. So he says in regards to advertising. So now I have another question. What do you pay? Like, what are you paying for when you say you pay for advertising? Because the only thing that we've ever paid for, I mean, Craigslist ad in the beginning, right? And then a Facebook boost. So when we do like a Facebook boost, we'll pay for that. Other than that, we don't pay for advertising at all. We've never done Google ads. we really keep, our money in our own pocket.
So one thing you want to make sure you do is if you got a website, make sure you have a page for commercial cleanups. That's what we have. We have a page dedicated just for that.
Yeah. Actually, your website is extremely important. It's extremely important. And there's sometimes when I see that a person's website is like only one page and they don't have any pictures, and I don't mean stock photos, I mean like pictures you physically took. When I see that like a website is like really that shows me that it's very weak in SEO if you don't have pictures and you don't have proper wording and it's just like a one-page website. Well, I'll notice that somebody has that and then they don't utilize Facebook at all, but they're putting lots of money into Google Ads. And I just scratch my head and I'm like, why, before you spend any money on Google Ads, why did you not, take the time to do SEO on your website and have like a really good Google My Business and really utilize Facebook, because that's a free platform. So you have all these free things that you could be doing, yet instead of doing all those free things, you're, paying for Google Ads, which will like really burn a hole in your pocket fast.
So if you are paying for Google Ads, do everything else too. Go out there and stop at every single apartment complex in each city that you live in and introduce yourself and talk to the manager, the maintenance guy, and pass them a business card and let them know that you are the to-go-to company in your area and you're trying to earn their business. You just got to get your brand out there because no one knows who you are. You're 7 weeks in. No one knows who you are.
Yep. Wear your gear everywhere. Let people know what you do. God bless you guys. Awesome channel. Thanks for watching. Any advice? I'm 30, got a family, work 9 to 5. Just want to be my own boss and make more money naturally. A good fast worker. Thanks. Yeah, when Matt started, he did it as a side hustle, and he was working. It wasn't really working a 9 to 5. He was working nights, so that did enable him to have some of his day for this.
I was working from midnight until like 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So imagine that, midnight till like 4 to 5 p.m. in the afternoon. Then I would go to bed, repeat, and do the same shit again. So yeah. I was working my main job and doing junk removal on the side after work. And guess what I was doing at work? I was answering my phone like, hello, this is Matthew with Sonoma Strong Hauling. How can I help you? When I was at work, I'd walk like I'm going to the bathroom, answer my phone, lock that job in. And that's what I had to do at the time because I knew I wasn't going to be at that 9 to 5 forever. This right here, this blank paycheck was my future. And that business that me and the JoJo started, it was going to get us out of the apartment complex that we lived in and get us where we wanted to be.
Yeah. So if you work a 9 to 5, so you can schedule your jobs for after 5, and you can schedule them for the weekends. And, just make some extra money and start it as a side hustle, because that's what Matt did.
You got to be creative too. So one thing that I would do if I was you that I messed up on was get some gear. Make sure you get some good logos and get some gear when you show up to give these prices to these customers, because it will sell yourself a lot better than what I did in the beginning. I made a mistake. I wore a white t-shirt. I was going to these jobs after work in my other work uniform. Like, that ain't cool. So what I would do is just look professional. And when you show up, just show up on time. And just, if you can't do the job right then, have people on speed dial that you can use. I don't care if it's people from your work that you work at right now, if it's family members, or if you show up to a big job and you can't do it right then, and your wifey gets off at 3 o'clock, guess what? Use her and just make sure you get the shit done. Battery's getting dead. Let me see. Let me charge the battery. Yeah. Sorry, JoJo.
No, it's just our battery's getting dead, and I noticed that when we move that, we lose our.
Let's see if we lose you guys.
We hope we don't lose you. Okay.
There we go.
So for whatever reason, when we move our laptop, our camera shuts off, but it didn't then.
We still ghetto a little bit over here. I'm just kidding.
All right. So if you have a question, put it on up there. And if we know the answer, we'll answer it for you.
And I'm going to put it out there again. There are 2 tickets left to the Junk Expo. I can't believe it. We're almost sold out. We still got a month left. Today marks 30 days left until the Junk Expo. I can't believe it, JoJo. We started a YouTube channel. Now we're having a Junk Expo. We're living our best life.
When you think about it, it's crazy. It's crazy because, when we started our business with a pickup truck, not even a trailer, just a pickup truck. And then, we had like 10 subscribers. It took us forever to get our first 100 subscribers. And now we have over 35,000 subscribers. I think 36 now, 36,000 subscribers. And we're throwing something called a Junk Expo, and 200 people bought tickets to that.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. It's like
the
really
junk
crazy.
world is, I love the junk business. I am a trash man for real. Ever since I was a little kid, I told my mom, guess what I'm going to be when I grow up? I'm going to be a garbage man. I didn't know I was going to be a junk hauler. I thought like the guy rolling around in the garbage truck picking up trash cans.
Yeah.
But I'm a real trash man.
Yeah. Delaware says you've come a long way. Thanks for sharing the journey with us. Yeah, it is a journey. Sometimes it's a trip to go back and watch like the very, very first videos to like where we are now. Yeah, so surreal.
One thing you want to do is enjoy the journey. Enjoy you building your business. I remember when I bought my first brand new vehicle. It wasn't even a vehicle. It was a utility trailer. That's the first brand new thing I ever bought that was a vehicle. It wasn't really a vehicle, but it had a pink slip. It was brand new. I spent like $2,000 on that. I was so damn happy. I was like, oh yeah, we got a utility trailer. We're doing it. And then we got the pickup truck, the Tundra. That was a great feeling. Then I got the dump trailer. And I remember getting those decals put on there. It cost me $300. And I was like, holy shit, it looks so clean. We look professional.
That's one thing I can honestly say is we've definitely took the time to appreciate the journey, the journey, and just because I would follow you home, because I would like drive you to pick up the trucks and stuff and then follow you home. And it's just like, wow.
Tell them about the voice message when you did the first voice message for the business.
It's so funny. The very, very first time when we first started, I did the message. Hi, you've reached Sonoma Strong Hauling. Sorry, we can't come to the phone right now. And when he listened to it, he goes, that sounds so professional.
I was like this. I was like, oh my gosh, JoJo, that sounds so damn good. We're for real. We're legit. I was like, holy shit.
You have to. It's funny now when we look back on it.
And guess what I did?
It's little things like that.
Guess what I used to do? I'd answer the phone like, hello. They're like, is this a trash hauling business? I'd answer the phone the wrong way for like the first 6 months. Hello.
Yeah. It took him a while.
So don't do that.
It took him a while to, because it'd be like, is this a junk removal? And then he started saying like, hi, this is Matthew with Sonoma Strong Hauling.
So Francisco asks, how much work are you guys getting from Google My Business? Let me tell you like this. We get so much work off our Google My Business. It's a free way to get business. Google My Business, Facebook, repeat customers, realtors, property managers, referrals are all of our money makers, really.
So having a Google My Business is the most important thing in starting your business. You should do it even before you have a website. It's the most important thing. So that's how important it is, because how are people going to find you online? And getting reviews. You want to send them to, they can do Yelp reviews, but you all know what happens to your Yelp reviews, so you really want to right off the bat send people to your Google My Business so they can leave you a review. So important.
So I just got some t-shirts done for the Junk Expo, and guess what I did? I went online, looked at people's Google My Business. This one company had 115 5-star reviews. I read through the reviews. I said, you know what? I like this company. And guess what? I called them up and we bought some t-shirts from them because of their Google My Business. So it's so important. Whenever we go out to eat somewhere, guess what we're doing? I'm checking the reviews out on Google My Business. I'm checking out the Mexican restaurant. All right, let's check out the reviews. 3.7. Nah, we ain't going there. Oh, shoot. They got 4.4, JoJo. This looks pretty good. Checking out the menu on there. Like, yeah, we're going to go try this out.
Yeah, we're in an age where people check reviews and you want to have them and you want to get them. You want to collect as many as you can. And you want to rank when people look up junk removal. So I hope we answered that for you. It is super important. Hope you have one. Do you have one? Like, leave us a comment. Yes, you have a Google My Business. It's so important. Make sure you have that.
Well, I think that's about it, JoJo. We've been on here for an hour, and guess what we're going to do right now?
We haven't done it yet. The sun, I move a certain way, and the sun's all in my face. Yeah, we haven't done it yet. We get up at 5:30, and by 6:15, we do our first morning workout. We're getting it. We're getting it.
So we're doing a 75 hard. My buddy from Veteran United Hauling and Junk Removal told me he felt so damn good because of him doing it. I was like, you know what? Me and the JoJo are going to try that out. So right now we're going to go in the backyard and do some cardio. So if you want to laugh your ass off, come by my house and look over the fence. I'll be in my backyard in my boxers doing cardio, doing jumping jacks, doing all kinds of burpees, all kinds of stuff.
That's funny.
It's funny.
Just one more question.
Okay.
How do you set your start prices in your area?
So for us, it's $99. Some people are $119. Some people are $125. We're trying to get that customer on the team. It's like fishing. I'm going to cast out and I'm trying to reel as many people in as possible. But guess what? My minimum is pretty low, but our full low price is just like 1-800-GOT-JUNK, just a little bit cheaper. So that's what we charge.
Yeah.
So it's different in every single state, county. You can charge $150, $175. I'll leave the house for $99 to get a customer on the team. That's better than paying for a Google lead.
Yeah. And Tony, I don't know if you were late in joining us, because one of the first things we went over was, know your competition. And part of that is knowing what your competition is charging. And that will give you a really good place to start. Also, do your homework with your disposal fees. How much are things in your area to get rid of? Because that will also help you with how to charge. So just really quick, I'll recap. The video was mainly about what you need to know before starting a junk removal business. And it was population and your target audience. It was disposal fees and where to get rid of things. It was know your competition. What are they doing? How much are they charging? Create a business plan and figure out what services you're going to offer, because often other things go with junk removal. Figure out a price structure. Know what your competition's charging. Know how much money you want to make. Know what your legal requirements are in your area. So do your research on the permits and the licensing and insurance that is needed to get those big, good corporate jobs. And create a marketing strategy, because when you start, nobody knows who you are. So you need to make sure that you have a great, strong online presence. And branding, work on your branding. Make it to where people in your area, they know you, they recognize you, and they know exactly what you're doing. They're only going to come to you for junk removal. That's how you want it to be. Know your startup costs. What's it going to cost to start? How much are my dump fees, my gas, my insurance? Know all that stuff, and that will help you with your pricing.
And one thing that we're going to do too is make a video on this and more in depth on it too.
Yeah,
because there's a lot more stuff than just this. This is just like the icing on the cake. This ain't all of it. So
yeah, so look out for that video, because that'll be coming soon, and it's going to be called Everything You Need to Know to start a junk removal business.
And then also, I got an idea for a video too. We're gonna do our top 10 best finds we ever found in the trash business. So I wrote them down, JoJo, and there's a few that they never heard of.
Okay.
Yeah. And I want to give a special shout out to all of our sponsors for the Junk Expo. I want to thank Super Clean for sponsoring us. I want to thank Forget About It, Junk Removal. He's out there in Novato. Make sure you guys go follow him on YouTube. So Forget About It, Junk Removal, super cool guy. And also Wisdom Insurance, Toby, check him out if you need insurance. And Signorama got all of our signs done. And also Autopilot. Andrew, if you guys don't know about Andrew Jedi Junk Removal, go follow him on YouTube. Super cool guy. Check him out. He'll be at our expo speaking. So yeah. And just like that, guess what Matt Vick's gonna do? I'm gonna get in my boxers, JoJo, start running around the backyard. Hopefully none of the neighbors see me.
Yeah.
Through the window.
Our last one. What do you do if the customer doesn't pay? You know what?
We gonna whoop that ass.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
If he just doesn't want to go with your price, he's not your customer. Go find another one.
You can always try to negotiate if they're on a budget. Let's say they have $300, but the job's going to take you want $500 for the job. Let the customer know, hey, we can take $300 worth and get all the bulky stuff. And I love jobs like that. Yeah. We show up to a job, they're like, oh, we have a $300 budget. We can't spend $500. Okay, we can grab all the big stuff so you ain't got to deal with it. And guess what? All the big stuff, you can load up hella fast. And I love those jobs.
Yeah. And if you mean that you did a job and the customer won't pay, we've never had that happen. Yeah. No, we've never had that happen.
See this right here? They gonna pay. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We've never
knock on wood.
We've never had that happen, and we've been doing this for over 6 years.
And we got about 15 to 16 grand out there right now that we got collect, JoJo.
Yeah, but that's people those are companies and
30-day net, 60-day nets, 90-day net. So if you're scared about getting paid on a 30-day net, a 60-day net, or a 90-day net, you need to stop doing that. That's why you got to tuck your money away, have money in the bank to cover it. Because guess what? I love people owing me money better than me owing them money. So a 30-day net, I'm not tripping. Pay me my money.
Yeah.
A 60-day net, it's all good.
Your bigger companies and your businesses will often they'll just pay you when they do like their monthly payroll and stuff like that. So your bigger companies are that's just how they're gonna pay. And we're done.
Yeah, and if you don't get paid, bug the people. Let them know, hey, I need my money. And with that being said, we love all you guys. And like I said, 2 tickets left for the Junk Expo, and then it's sold out. So you'll probably be seeing it sold out this week. So if you missed out, you missed out. And remember, me and the JoJo, we love all you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Are we recording a video tomorrow or what?
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. We on the grind.